Hey guys, Jason from Tough Mounts, yet again. Okay, this is video 4. Yeah, video 4 of Potato. Promised you an engine video. Finally going to do the reveal of what it is. I know it's nothing amazing, it's not this tall and it's stupid with 20 trillion horsepower, but it's unique. As far as we're aware, it hasn't been done here in Australia into a H series like this. I know there is another one floating around, which I'll touch on shortly as well. But for now, this is cool. It should hopefully start a new trend, although it's going to be slow and people need to understand it. We've done a lot of the homework already. We've done a lot of development already. So by the time the car is finished, and by the time hard ass and drag challenge all happen, we'll have a very good parts basis for these engines already. So if you want one, you should be able to pretty well hit us up, and we should be able to tell you what you need, what you're going to get, what parts you need, what information, so on and so forth. So we've done a lot. We've got a long way to go, but this is, look, it's a really good start. So without further ado, here we go. This is not really exciting. Alrighty, so we are looking at a Gen 5 LT1 specifications. So these are better known in the C7 Corvette and the 6th Gen Camaro, as well as the Silverado. Now the Silverado's engine prefix or designation is actually an L87. They're not quite as powerful as the LT1. It's about 40 horsepower, but that is sort of lost through intake manifold, throttle body and headers. So for want of a better description, L87, LT1, the same thing. Like, especially like this, they're all the same. Couple of cool things, cool facts: 11.5 to 1 comp out of the box. That's pretty cool. It's for a factory engine, that's quite large. These run from factory a direct injection. So right through the valley here, you've got a pump at the rear, which sort of controls your injectors. Now all the rails and injectors are sort of through here. Down here, I'm not sure if you can sort of see. We'll get some light on it. I'll get my head out of the way or something. Down here is, you'll see that silicon plug. That's where the injectors go. So they spray straight into the combustion chamber. So that's a great way to, you know, save on fuel and get more precise power and management and that sort of stuff out of them. These also run a variable displacement oil pump, which is something relatively new in these sort of things. AFM, so cylinder deactivation for fuel savings, that sort of stuff. Now, also a 6-bolt crank, 6-bolt mains as per LS, but these are a forged steel crank, which is quite good and very handy. 8-bolt rear on the flywheel or flex plate, much like an LSA sort of is there. Comparatively, from an LS to a Gen 5, from my understanding, there is nothing interchangeable. The bearings aren't the same, the manifolds aren't the same, the engine mounts aren't the same. The bosses where the engine mounts go, they're not the same. Everything is different. Water pumps don't fit because the different orientation through here from a LS to an LT, they're different. There's a lot of funky stuff. So everything is a learning curve. We've done a lot already, which is cool. We've got a lot more to go. So yeah, so we've got lots of funky stuff planned. We've got lots of funky stuff happening. Behind the scenes, while this has all been happening, we've done a lot of design work. We've used a lot of new technology, and later in this video, hopefully we should be able to show you some of that as it all comes together. But anyway, there she is. Gen 5 LT1. Hopefully, as I said, as far as we're aware, the first in Australia to stick one into a HQ 2WB. Now, I did say I'd touch on this. So the other one of these engines that I do know of getting around in a street car is Corey Edwards. Corey has a, God, I'm going to say HK, could be a HT Prem. He's over in Victoria. He was, as far as I'm aware, probably one of the first guys to actually stick one of these in a street car. Corey and I have chatted a lot, and I've got a lot of information and not a lot of knowledge to make this a bit easier for us to try and understand, which has been really awesome. So Corey, thank you, mate. I really appreciate that. Oh, what else? So yeah, so Corey's car's quite funky. It's he's done a lot of work on that, and he's he's already had it on hard ass and run good numbers, and he's got a few more big plans for that one coming up as well. So hopefully with some of the parts that we're making, we'll be able to help Corey out like he's helped us out, and we can help everyone else out very soon. Alrighty, we have received a box of parts from the guys at Racemax over in Sydney. So Racemax Direct have supplied us these items. So these are straight out of the States from BTR, Brian Torley Racing. And this will hopefully, it's a bit exciting for me because I've been actually waiting for this just for a little bit, not too long, but long enough that I've been waiting to get it. So let's do a bit of an unboxing vid. I don't know if these things are really cool anymore, these unboxing vids, but unless you want to see people cut their fingers off. This part's where it's hard, where I've got to use both hands, but there we go. Can't quite remember what I ordered, but it's here anyway. Hopefully. Get rid of all that stuff. Alrighty, so DoD delete plug kit. Excellent. Phaser, 4-degree phaser for the cam. What's that one? Oh yeah, timing chain dampener. Valve cover gaskets, another valve cover gasket. Oh yes, crank bolts, cam retaining bolt set, beautiful. What's that one? Oh yeah, valley cover gasket. Wow, they're going back to that style on these. Okay. Camshaft retaining plate, lifter trays. What's this one? This is absolutely no idea what it is, but it's GM, so it's got to be good. So yeah, push rods, head bolts, lifter kit, nice bit of lumpy lump bump bump. What do we got here? Oh yeah, exhaust gaskets, a couple of head gaskets, beautiful, valve springs. Starting to run out of room in this table. And fuel rail kit. And then of course a manifold. Oh, I'll pull this lot out and I'll start unpacking it a little better. Hang on. So yes, we have received a lot of cool stuff. So this is essentially the cam kit for our engine. So this is a LT1 L87 cam kit basically. It's nothing major. It's the BTR 225. So it's going to make decent power. It's not too radical. We don't have to change a lot, which is the most important part. We are keeping this driveline grumpy, but not too grumpy, just a little bit, so it's not too radical. because, you know, these things, they run 11.5 to 1 comp out of the box. They make 460 horsepower out of the box. So we're just going to make it a little bit spicier. So this kit is literally out with the old, in with this stuff, and everything's there. We don't have to worry about doing anything else. So it's essentially just like a basic cam kit for an LS, but this is the basic cam kit for an LT. So this is all new, it's all interesting. There's a lot of different stuff that we haven't played with before. So the engine builder is also going to learn, because there's not a lot of people that have played with these here in Australia yet. So we're going to be leaning on contacts and knowledge from Americans and the likes. But yeah, it's interesting. So yeah, so everything's there. We've got obviously a fuel rail kit here for the manifold. We've just thrown that onto the car, the manifold, just because, you know, we're impatient and it looks really cool. Perry's just about to pull the new rocker covers that we've ordered in from America as well on, just to make sure that if there's any breathers or anything that need to be fabricated or welded on, we can do that before stuff gets coated. But yeah, so it's cool, it's exciting time. This is now what we've been waiting for. We're still waiting on our extractors to arrive. Well, actually, we've designed some extractors, we're just waiting for them to come out of the jigs so we can then test fit and then go into production with those. We want to send this engine out to be built, but we can't do that until we've got the extractors. Start of an alternator kit down here. We've got water pump kit we've got to do yet. So this car we're doing basically alternator, crank and water pump set for. That's all this car accessory wise will run. And we're then also doing a alternator only. So if, you know, somebody wanted to run electric water pump or remote oil pump, they want to run a remote water pump or electric water pump, we can just do basically a crank and alternator kit. So for the guys that are a bit more serious into the racing, that'd be awesome for them. Plus a couple of cool other little things. We've got a power steering delete kit in production now as well. So by the time this car is done, it's done. Like, there'll be a heap of supporting parts and components to suit it as well, which is exciting. We haven't touched on yet is the transmission that we're running into this one. So we have chosen a GM 4L80 to go into this thing. Now, they're a bloody big box, those things, wow. But we've gone 4L80 because we wanted the 4-speed auto, so the overdrive. It's a good strong transmission built correctly. We've trusted this gearbox build to Steve up at Shift Right over in Sydney. He's well, as far as I'm concerned, one of the 4L80 gods here in Adelaide or in Australia. So he's got control of that. The gearbox is underway. I know he has it, and I know he's working on it. We've got Jace from TCE Torque Converters doing a converter for, I think it's 3800 or 4000 RPM high, still with converter lockup. So for the overdrive facilities and the drag and drive where we're doing lots of cruising, it's going to be ideal for that. So I'm expecting those sort of over the next couple of weeks. We do have a dummy one which we've set the car up with, so we'll probably show you that a bit later on in one of the future episodes. Yeah, so that's underway. And another thing that we will be using with this too is also Haltech. We've lots of chats with those guys, and they've got us a Rebel LS on the way with an IC7 dash, and we're going to be running a full Haltech system on this one as well. It's going to take a little bit to get used to it, or actually get the Haltech and the LT to talk, and hopefully the way we've got it planned, we should be able to do it quite comfortably. But we'll see on that one as we sort of move forward. But anyway, I'm going to end this video here. We don't want it to go for too long because you get bored. But thank you for watching again. Next episode, we're doing the painting and other cool stuff on the car, and then after that we'll probably get back into fitting the engine and dummying all that stuff back up. The extractors have arrived, lots of little stuff like that as well. So stay tuned, lots more to come. Cheers guys.